I don't want to hear anyone else making the comparison. This is totally not Disney's Joker. Haven't you been saying that this whole time? Who said that? Me, you idiot. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Disney's Cruella is coming to theaters and on Disney Plus this weekend. We're going to talk about it spoiler free today. I want to say thank you to Disney for providing me a screener, and let's get into it. Disney's Cruella is yet another Disney live-action film about the rebellious early days of one of cinema's most notorious and notoriously fashionable villains, the legendary Cruella de Vil. No, it's Cruella de Vil. This movie stars Joel Fry, Paul Walter Hauser, Emma Thompson, and Emma Stone, the two Emmas. And let me tell you, they are the shining beacon of this film, especially Emma Stone, who rocks it as this character. It's a very different interpretation, and we'll talk about that here in just a second, and kind of that expectation going in on kind of the character's mentality going about certain things, and that's definitely going to be a divisive topic. But in terms of just the performances, which is where I want to start, she's excellent. Emma Thompson, I mean, we all know how good she is, and of course she's going to rock it in this role. A standout for me was Paul Walter Hauser, who is absolutely hilarious as Horace. Every scene, every little moment that he gets, especially he and his dog, it was awesome. And this is one of the best acted, and in terms of visual style, best directed Disney live action films that we've seen. I had this fear going in, though, I won't lie to you, that this was going to be like Maleficent, because Maleficent handles things in certain ways and just maybe fully doesn't come together to create that cohesive experience that you're looking for. And I saw the trailer, I'm like, okay, but I wasn't really all that excited going into this movie. I won't lie to you. I was just like, yeah, I love Emma Stone, but let's see what Disney's going to do. And certain elements aside that, again, we'll talk about here in just a second, I thought Cruella was a really fresh film and fresh take on a character that a lot of people are going to want something completely different from, because Cruella is one of Disney's greatest villains. What this movie does is it kind of turns Cruella into an anti-hero, and that's going to bother a lot of people. Again, it didn't bother me as much because I don't really have this attachment to Cruella. I like 101 Dalmatians, but it's not really one that I go back and visit all the time. So I was kind of open and willing for this to be something out of the box, something completely different, and be its own thing, and maybe, who knows, set up things for the future to kind of change where they go with that, but do something different. And in my opinion, Cruella does that and exceeds in that. It does a great job of feeling like this big, stylistic, bombastic, crazy Devil Wears Prada meets Joker Disney movie, and everybody's going to make that Devil Wears Prada comparison, especially when we start getting into Thompson and Stone's interactions and the beef that they have and the back and forth. And that was one of the more entertaining parts of the film for me, is when Cruella begins to fully develop into a version, not the exact one, but a version of the character that we know, and she really gains the confidence. And this is a very unconfident character at the beginning of this film, Estella. There's something that happens in the beginning of this film that kind of changes her mentality and causes her to bottle up a lot of these emotions and really turn into someone that she fully believes that she's not. So she's just kind of going through the motions. And then one of her companions hooks her up with this gig to where she starts working under Emma Thompson's The Baroness. And the Baroness is this grand, bombastic character, almost who, you expect Cruella to be, but that's not where she's at the beginning of this film. So it is all about the back and forth and the fallout and a few wild, crazy action scenes in there. We have a car chase. We have a montage of Cruella coming in with all of these different outfits on and fully establishing herself as a character that at least you expect. And all of those things were really, really fun. And I had an unexpected amount of fun with this film. Again, I was just not too excited for Cruella, but what it managed to do is it managed to win me over with its style and the fact that it just feels distinct and separated from a lot of these other Disney live-action films. And I'm not personally as harsh on a lot of these movies as others are, and most of that has to do with the fact that these are family films. I mean, a lot of these are films kind of built for the younger generation. Like, I look at my younger cousins, and they love most of the Disney live-action movies. That's what they're intended to be. Whether they're the best quality or not, that's debatable, but they do their job there. Cruella, on the other hand, I don't know how many young kids are going to enjoy this movie. So if you're going into it with your family and you have younger children, they may be a bit bored. And I will even admit this movie does go on a bit too long. They don't really know how to cut out certain scenes that just don't serve an integral purpose, and that does kind of lower my enthusiasm about it at the end of the day. And if I was starting to feel that way, I know younger kids will start to feel that way because it's not this crazy magical Disney movie that we're used to seeing. It's just kind of more along the lines of Joker. And like I said, Devil Wears Prada. I don't know how many kids are going to be into that. And in terms of Cruella being definitely more of an anti-hero as opposed to this despicable villain, and even that Joker comparison, that film ends on a very different note than this movie. And in this movie, you can see these redeeming elements very clearly by the end of the film. And a lot of people, hardcore Cruella fans, will not like that because that's not who Cruella is as a villain. It's just a different character and a different story. Personally, I don't mind it because I don't really have that attachment, but I know other people will, and that's going to be a valid criticism. But at the end of the day, Craig Gillespie, who did I, Tonya and The Finest Hour, he knows how to direct a visually stunning and cohesive movie, and he does a fantastic job. And this is one of those Disney films that just has this flair about it that you don't often get. It's different, it's darker, it's smarter, it's more stylistic than anticipated. And while it may not appeal to the younger crowd, there's a lot to appreciate here. Like I said, Emma Stone and Emma Thompson's performances are outstanding. It is a tad bit long, but it feels so distinct compared to other Disney outings, and all of those things combined leads me to give this movie a 72%. I thought it did a good job at what it tried to do. The performance is compelling, and I was shocked with how much I was engaged. My wife enjoyed it even more than I did. She thought it was so different, and I think that's the word here. And personally, I like that. I think it allows it to stand out. I think it allows it to feel fresh in a way. So the important thing here is, though, what do you think? Did you enjoy this review? If you did, drop your thumbs up down below and leave your comments. Which is your favorite Disney live-action film? And do you believe Cruella can truly be a standout in that group of movies? All right, guys, come back very soon. More reviews later today. See ya.